Itu hanya belajar Jawa, belajar
Baik Bapak Ibu, kita akan segera memulai acara hari ini. The Honorable, the Head of PGTK of Lampung Province, Mr. Hendra Apriawan ST, the Honorable, the Dean of Faculty of Arts and Education, Universitas Teknokrat Indonesia, Mr. Dr. Heri Kuswoyo M. Hum, the Honorable, the Speaker, Ms. Nur Alslinda Zainal Abidin from University Malaysia Pahang, Al Sultan Abdullah, the Honorable, Mr. Dr. Afrianto M. Hum from Universitas Teknokrat Indonesia. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, selamat pagi, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan, Tabi pun.
Ya
Distinguished
pun.
guests, respected speakers, honorable participants, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the International Social Services Program entitled Enhancing Digital Literacy for English Teachers, held by Master of English Language Study, Universitas Teknokrat Indonesia, in collaboration with University Malaysia Pahang Al Sultan Abdullah and Balai Guru dan Tenaga Kependidikan Provinsi Lampung. It is a great pleasure to welcome all participants here joining us today from various institutions and regions. We are delighted to have you with us for this meaningful and enriching program. On behalf of the organizing committee, I'd like to express our sincere gratitude for your presence and participation. Before we begin, let us thank Almighty God for His blessing and guidance, allowing us to gather virtually in good health and high spirit. Ladies and gentlemen, to begin this event, let us respectfully stand for the Indonesian national anthem, Indonesia Raya. Thank you. Our next agenda is the welcome remark from Universitas Teknokrat Indonesia. To deliver the remarks, we would like to invite the Dean of Faculty of Arts and Education of Universitas Teknokrat Indonesia, to Mr. Dr. Heri Kuswoyo M. Hum. The floor is yours.
All right, thank you very much, Theo. Right, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.
Good morning and warm greetings to all. Tabi pun.
Ya pun.
The Honorable Bapak Hendra Apriawan ST as the head of Center for Teachers and Education Personnel of Lampung Province. Good morning, selamat pagi Bapak Hendra.
Selamat pagi, Pak Heri.
Yeah,
Good morning.
morning. And we have Kak Nur Aslinda Zainal Abidin MA. Good morning, Kak Lin.
All right, good morning.
Okay, good morning.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Yeah, Kak Linda is our speaker from University Malaysia Pahang, Al Sultan Abdullah Umsa. And also we have our second speaker, Dr. Afrianto M. Hum from Universitas Teknokrat Indonesia, and then we have representative from BKTK Lampung Province, also the distinguished guest lecturer, teachers, and all participants. First and foremost, let us praise and gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, the Almighty God, for His blessing and grace that allow us to gather here today in this wonderful International School Social Service event. On behalf of the Faculty of Art and Education, Universitas Teknokrat Indonesia, it is my great honor and privilege to welcome all of you to this International Social Service with the theme Enhancing Digital Literacy for English Teachers. This event reflects our deep commitment to empowering English teachers with the knowledge, skill, and also the competencies needed to navigate and thrive in today's rapidly evolving digital landscape. This is an era where technology has become an inseparable part of education. Digital literacy is no longer optional. It is an essential provisional competencies for every educator. And we are truly honored to have two distinguished speakers today. We have Kak Linda, yeah. So we commonly call Kak Linda, and also Mr. Afrianto. And hopefully they will give their expertise and insight and to enrich our understanding and inspire new practice in English language teaching. I also wish to express my heartfelt gratitude to BKTK Provinsi Lampung for their invaluable collaboration and support in making this international event a reality. I think this is not only this event, yeah, Pak Hendra, yeah. Also, we have conducted in the previous event that we have conducted to enhance the competencies of Indonesian teachers. And to all participants, I encourage you to engage actively, yeah, ask questions, and make the most of this opportunity to learn from our distinguished speakers. And the knowledge and skill you gain today will not only benefit for your own professional development, but will also have a meaningful impact on your students and the future of English language education in Indonesia. Finally, I hope that this event will serve a starting point for a deeper collaboration between Universitas Teknokrat Indonesia and then University Malaysia Pahang, Al Sultan Abdullah, and also BKTK Lampung, and all the stakeholders in education. So I would like to thank you very much, and I declare that this International Social Service officially open. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Heri, for the inspiring remark. So, ladies and gentlemen, we now proceed to the opening speech from the head of Balai Guru dan Tenaga Kependidikan Provinsi Lampung. It is our honor to invite Mr. Hendra Afriawan ST to officially open this program. Please welcome Mr. Hendra Afriawan ST.
Okay, thank you, Miss Theo. My English is not really good. Namun saya akan coba membawakannya dalam bahasa Inggris. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Abi pun. Good morning, distinguished speakers, respected lecturers, honored guests, and their participants. It's a great pleasure and honor for me to welcome all of you to this International Social Services program entitled Enhancing Digital Literacy for English Teachers, organized by the Master of English Language Studies program, Faculty of Arts and Education, Universitas Teknokrat Indonesia, in collaboration with University Malaysia Pahang, Al Sultan Abdullah, and BKTK Lampung Province. First of all, let us express our gratitude to Almighty God for His blessing and guidance, allowing us to gather virtually today in a good health and high spirits. And I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to our distinguished speakers, actually Mr. Heri Kuswoyo, Dean of the Faculty of Art and Education, Universitas Teknokraт Indonesia. Thank you very much, Mr. Harry. Miss Nur Azlinda Zainal Abidin, Kak Lin, salam kenal from University Malaysia Pahang, Al Sultan Abdullah, and then Dr. Aprianto M. Hum from Universitas Teknokraт Indonesia. Thank you for your willingness to share your valuable knowledge and experience with us. Ladies and gentlemen, we are living in an era where digital technology has become an integral part of education. The rapid development of digital tools, artificial intelligence, online learning platform, and educational application has transformed the way teachers teach and students learn. For English teachers, digital literacy is no longer an additional skill. It's an essential competency. Digital literacy enables teachers to access quality learning resources, create engaging learning experience, foster collaboration, and prepare students for the challenge of the 21st century. As educators, we are expected not only to adapt to technological change, but also to utilize technology wisely, creatively, and responsibly. Therefore, today's program is highly relevant and important as it provides opportunities for us to enhance our knowledge, broaden our perspective, and strengthen our digital competencies. This international collaboration also reflects our shared commitment to improving educational quality through knowledge exchange, cross-cultural learning, and professional networking. We believe that through collaboration, we can create more innovation and impactful educational practices for the benefit of teachers and students alike. To all participants, I encourage you to actively engage in today's session. Ask questions, share ideas, and make the most of this valuable opportunity. Let us learn from one another and work together to build a more digitally empowered educational community. Finally, on behalf of BGTK Lampung Province, I would like to express our appreciation to all organizing committees, partner institutions, speakers, and all participants who have contributed to making this event possible. I wish you all productive, insightful, and inspiring learning experience. Thank you for your attention. Saya deg-degan menggunakan bahasa Inggris ini, Bapak Ibu sekalian. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a wonderful day and let the program begin. Terima kasih.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Hendra Apriawan ST, for the encouraging and insightful speech. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat box, we provide the link of our Telegram group to share about the info for the certificate. Kindly join this group. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we now move to our first presentation session, and the Q&A session will be following after the second speaker. Our first speaker is Ms. Nur Azlinda Zainal Abidin MA. She will present a topic entitled Level Up Learning, the Art of Gamified Multimodal Teaching. But before that, I'd like to read the short biography of Ms. Nur Azlinda. Ms. Nur Azlinda Zainal Abidin is a senior language teacher at University Malaysia Pahang, Al Sultan Abdullah, where she contributes to English language education, curriculum innovation, blended and global learning, and community engagement. She holds a Master of Art in English Language Studies from University Kebangsaan Malaysia UKM and a Bachelor of Arts Liberal Studies from the University of Pacific Stockton, California, USA. Grounding her teaching and research in cross-cultural perspectives with 29 years of teaching experience and as an accredited HRD Corp trainer, She leads professional training and community programs. Ms. Nur Azrinda is Director of the Special Interest Group Bureau at the Malaysian English Language Teaching Association and a main committee member of the National Council of Women's Organization Malaysia Pahang. Supporting educator network and women's empowerment. Her research and innovation work is accessible via Google Scholar, an institutional repository, and has been shared at international academic events in Canada, Turkey, Japan, Indonesia, Vietnam, the Philippines, and Spain. An active media contributor, she publishes articles in Berita Harian, Sinar Bestari, and Malaysia Gazette, as well as in educational forums, including Dewan Bahasa. Her educational innovation Wordcraft Builder was awarded gold at the second International 3 Minutes Research and Innovation Competition 2025. Nur Azlinda's expertise is further recognized through repeated invitation to serve as a juror for innovation and research competition, reflecting her leadership in pedagogy, research, and community engagement. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Nur Azlinda Zainal Abidin. Time is yours.
Right. Assalamualaikum and good morning. Can everyone hear me? Is it good?
Yes, Miss.
All right. Okay, great. Okay, so allow me to share my screen first. Right. So, hang on. Oops, sorry. Okay. Right. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I have 45 minutes, right? And I hope that I will utilize the time given. We will start with a simple quote which I got from Roy T. Bennett. To learn something new, you need to try new things and not to be afraid to be wrong. So this is something which I feel that applies for all of us, because in order for us to learn, we have to be brave of making mistakes. And learning is actually exploring or exploration, where we discover new things ahead and try out. Okay, so just to introduce myself, my name is Azlinda. You can call me Kak Linda, like what Associate Professor Dr. Harry called, or you can even call me Madam Linda or Hajah Azlinda. So I am actually teaching in University Malaysia Pahang, one of the technical university in Malaysia. We have four actually. One is in Malacca, one is in Perlis, one in Johor, and here we have one in Pahang. Right. I've been teaching for 29 years, Alhamdulillah. 10 years in what do you call that school, Mara Junior High School, right? Science College, right? And then I in 2007 I so-called migrated to institution in university, and I am still here, right? And other than that, I am also active in non-government organization, like mentioned by the moderator. I am currently the director of Special Interest Group for Malaysian English Language Teaching Association, the oldest teaching association in Malaysia, very established. So this is my second what do you call that cohort, I would say a batch of holding the post of Special Interest Group. And under me I have a few educated, not educated, talented, committed educators, which taking care of special interest groups such as TEDBET for beginner teachers, Lead Life for literature, right? And then We also have educational technology under Miss Noraisha and also Right ESL. So like what moderator has said just now, I am also a National Council Women Organization main committee member in Pahang State, right? I like to get in touch or get collaborate, get to know with people, assist them when they're in need, and yeah, exchange ideas. So let's recall how actually I got involved with technology back then when I was in school teaching. I graduated from the US in 1997, and I stayed in school for 10 years teaching what we call that, students for their exams, what we call that, national exams. But at that time I was too busy and occupied, and I did not have the chance to actually explore technology in teaching. And of course, I believe that same goes to you, right? Teaching can be like a 24/7 job, right? It does not end in school. You even bring your work at home and even over the weekend, right? So after I managed to move to UMPSA, University Malaysia Pahang, right? I did a lot of reflection of what I did, and I can sense that there's something missing. So in 2010, where I started to start writing, I wrote a reflective entry, and I never thought that it actually happened to be the best reflective, one of the best reflective entries for APACOL. APACOL is Asia Pacific Association for Computer Assisted Language Learning. I believe that the lecturers in Universitas Technocrat are also aware that this APACOL. So what I wrote is actually more on the reflection of having technology and teaching and for English language educators. Other than that, I have actually involved with lot of presenting papers, doing research on teaching English and also using technology. And Alhamdulillah, recently, which was last year, uh, my friends and I, my colleagues and I, three of us, managed to secured what do you call that, E-Pembelajaran University Award last year. So we actually set up a micro credential. It's like MOOC MOOC for applied linguistic, I think social linguistic, right? So other than that, these are some of the uh, s- conferences which I've attended and shared some of my findings. I have actually explored blogs that old, and then you can age, you can actually guess how old am I. Okay, so blogs and also instant messaging. Back then we don't have Telegram, WhatsApp, so the only thing that we had only using Yahoo Messenger, right? So I also did this for my masters, right, using instant messaging for group project, and even if I'm not mistaken, role play, right? So then yeah, I explore using instant messaging in group discussion. And in 2013, yeah, when I got bored like teaching, watching students using slides and they read from the slides, and I explore and I search one word which I really like. Maybe you can actually explore this as well. Pecah kucha style. So I did this research on Pecah kucha and tried out with my students, giving life to oral presentation with Pecah kucha style. So I presented this in Philippines conference, but that conference was held in KL. Other than that, yeah, I also explored Edmodo, and Alhamdulillah, in 2016, I presented that in Lombok. Yeah, I think that was the first and so far the last, not the last, the first and the only one where I went to Indonesia. I told Laila that perhaps one day I would love to pay a visit to Universitas Teknokrat Indonesia. So that will be my second visit to Indonesia, inshallah. So and then what else? Right, flip learning and gamifying, right? And recently, I have presented one topic on beyond prompting, where AI now is actually so in thing. So I actually, the curiosity of wanting to know whether how far our students are able to read and understand. Because what I notice, the reflection which I notice, that students tend to, they just prompted, they took the whole thing and claim that's theirs, right? And again, I actually uh was so curious and wanting to know whether actually are they really lazy, or they actually had problems in understanding and reading and not knowing how to actually read and find the information. Okay, then why suddenly COVID? Okay, why suddenly COVID? COVID is something which I would say um, an era which everyone felt really depressed, especially for those who are teaching, because we had actually need to do a 360 change, where usually when we teach face to face and suddenly it's zero and you started to use online, and this actually means technology. So again, I did a lot of reflections, and I am the type who like to test new things, right? So what I observed, that teaching at that time was very dull. Yeah, I know that some might say, yeah, we do have Kahoot, we do have all this technology, and yet I still feel that students sitting like this, watching and listening to the teacher, and when you assign tasks online and they play games, and that's it. So at that time, I was the chapter leader for MELTA, Malaysian English Teaching Association, for Pahang State, for Kuantan District. So I told my colleagues, I mean my team, let's do something. So we had decided to come up with a virtual scavenger hunt. And the justification was that students should not be sitting on, sitting at the table and just watch what you say or speak and click here and there and answer questions. So I realized that if we still continue that way, what happened to those who have the strength of not only just sitting? Maybe they are very active. They need to move around. They need to speak. They need to feel. So therefore, I suggested my friends, why don't we try out virtual scavenger hunt? And Alhamdulillah, it went well. It went well. The students had fun, because not only the task assigned for each checkpoint that they have to answer synchronously live like this, but they have to run out and use their smartphone to take pictures, open their wardrobe and search for what you call that, any clothes which in red color. So again, you will notice that they learn not in just one way, right? So, and recently in 2025, after many attempts, I finally, Alhamdulillah, managed to secure a goal, all right, using the idea of gamification. And also I have incorporated multimodal learning, right? And this is something which I personally feel that I would like to share, and I even requested Laila, can I actually incorporate this in my sharing today? So our topic today is actually level up learning, right? The art of gamified multimodal teaching. And I believe that I think we have 200 plus teachers, right? You have your own ways of teaching, and I believe that not only I am the one who is considered as senior with 29 years of teaching. I believe out there, yeah, you might have 30, 40. I do not know. So again, but when we talk about technology, the first question that we need to ask ourselves, what are you? Right? What are you? So, a digital immigrant or a digital native, right? Can I hear responses? Do you know what is digital immigrant and digital native? Anyone? Yeah, you can drop a message in the chat box if you want, right? Or you can unmute. Okay. Any responses? What is digital? First of all, in order for you to decide whether you are a digital immigrant or digital native, then you need to know what is it. Okay, who can guess what is digital native? Anyone? Okay, not responding. Okay, all right. But again, let me share with you, all right, what the terms or the meaning of these two, right? The first one is digital immigrants. Digital immigrants are, I would say, in the beginning when I moved from the school to my institution, I would actually classify myself as digital immigrant because I was not born with the digital gadgets, digital technologies. And I believe that all of us are actually belong to digital immigrants because we are adopters of the web technologies. We prefer to talk in person. That's why when we use even Google Meet, MS Teams, we prefer to see the students, right? But our students are, most of them are digital native, yeah. So you can see the difference of the attributes that we have. We are first focusing on one task, prefer to have interaction, get info from traditional news, etc. But for some of the digital immigrants, we have actually shifted and assimilate with the native as we are starting now to do multitasking and of course task switching, extremely social, of course on social media, and multimedia oriented, right? Okay, so technologies in teaching, it does not only limited to English language, but I believe that when we talk about educators, these are some of the platforms that you use, and even some of them are already dead, such as Edmodo, right? And also Yahoo Messenger. And I think we have a few already, right? And so far, YouTube is still there to stay. And we also have Padlet and Kahoot, which are upgraded from time to time. Okay, and I think back in 2-3 years ago, Edpuzzle, was introduced, and now we are moving to artificial intelligence AI, right? So you can see the transition of technology from just as simple as Microsoft Word and PowerPoint, and then shift to all these application, and now it is moving towards artificial intelligence, right? So what we need to know first, yeah? Oh, a long introduction from me. We need to know whom are we dealing with. We are educators and we know that we are digital immigrant, right? And we are dealing with these digital natives. And therefore, we need to ensure that whatever we share with them has to be aligned or something which actually they are close to, right? So this is actually a sample, which I found from the web, how actually digital and native has the solution, right? So for example, when talk about documents, we have paper, then later it's hybrid, that it becomes PDF. Same goes to money. Before this, we use cash, and later when it comes to COVID, we started to use everything digital. So now everything has moved to digital, not only for education, but it also involve other sectors, even what do you call that, shop business, right? Business shopping, and etc. Okay. And also in technology, right? Yeah, when you talk about teaching, right? There are two ways, whether we are using it synchronously, meaning live like this, or we can have it asynchronously, right? Okay, so this actually, I took this from the slide which I presented to 400 teachers in Malaysia for Mara teachers. Mara is actually MRSM is a very well-known school where I actually had a session with all the teachers there. So I shared what I shared will be how teaching takes place, whether it's actually live like this or it can be asynchronous later on. But yes, it actually evolved. And now with AI, you can see that sometimes it can be used synchronously now or it can be used later. Yeah? Synchronous means real time. Okay. Before I go into much detail, I would like to hear from you. Can you please scan this QR code? Because I would love to know what is your teaching superpower before we go into the real content about my presentation. So if you don't mind, can you please scan this QR code and try to write words that to answer the question. You don't have to write an essay, not long, okay, very short. What's your teaching superpower? Okay, meaning that out of the teaching style, you think that's the best teaching style that you usually use and your students will get attracted or get, will give full focus, right? Can I see the answers? So I will share. Right. Oh, okay, that's very fast. Okay, I got 30. All right. I am using a free what do you call that, account of Mentimeter. So you can expect, right? It's going to be limited to 50, although we have 200 participants here. Oops. Right. Okay, so okay, coming in more answers. 33 responded. No, 13 out of 33. Please scan this QR code and just write words there to answer what's your superpower. Well, the students would love this, the word superpower. For them, it's like it's so them. Right. So what we have here, I think I will stop once we reach 50. If not, the words will start moving and I will lost my way there. Right. Okay. Keep coming. Right. So please scan the QR code. Right. And yep. Give some responses. What do you think of your teaching superpower? What's the most attractive approach? Okay, if this reach the hit 50, so you can also share it in the chat box, your answers. I will read it from there as well. Okay, so we have 9 more spaces, 8 more spaces. Come on. So now it's actually like a gamification as well, right? Okay, waiting for, right? Not 8, but 14 more, 14 responses, right? 14 responses. So, yep, 13 responses, right? Okay, thank you for being very active and participative here, right? Okay. So almost reaching or hit almost we are about to hit 50. But again, as I said, if it stops, you can also drop your answers in the chat box where I can read your responses as well. Okay. So we have passionate, funny, happy, interactive, creative and fun, game-based learning. Interesting. Right, we have also creative and contextual, use technology, right, humble, yeah, that's true. Um, Concerned about students, interactive media, all right, that's interesting. Fun, okay, yes, that's the word that I was just like YouTube videos, all right, game-based learning. I think I mentioned that, right? Making learning fun. So I can see lots of fun there. Funny, funny. Okay, you have to be a joker, right? Okay, and then yeah, all right. So as you can see, we have a lot of our superpowers here, right? Okay, but again, have you ever wonder, right? If we have the superpower, right? Why do our students still have that demotivation, right? Meaning that, okay, right? They still remain disengaged. Okay? So why do you think that these students still remain disengaged? You're funny, you use technology, you make it fun, you have contextualize, and why? So this is something which we need to reflect and ponder. And of course, we have to take action. If not, it will be like the Malay term will be short sendiri. You will feel excited when you teach, but later when you look at their performance, you feel bad, right? So the understanding of students are not necessarily unmotivated is actually true. It's not about they don't like English, they don't like you. It's actually we can classify them as under engaged. And now we are here uh to understand how to make them engage actively in our teaching. So this engagement, because you think that if you talk more, the students will like it, right? Like what I'm doing now. That's why I'm expecting you to respond to me. So passive listening. Then too much text, too much slides. That's why I came up with pecah kucha. Right, limited participation. Okay, so no clear purposes. So again, by introducing in my presentation today, I'm going to introduce you to three concepts, two core concepts and one framework. One is gamification, one is what do you call that, multi-model, and another one is the one framework which it has existed many years ago, but I have incorporated it in my teaching and learning. Okay, so first of all, let's look at the definition of gamification. Gamification means apply in-game elements in learning. And we do have teachers who actually feel reluctant because sometimes playing games will take time, and play games is felt like as if that you don't learn a thing. But again, gamification needs to be understood. What is it? It actually not about playing games all day, but making learning feel more motivating and meaningful. So it's not about replacing curriculum with entertainment and fun and shouting and running, but it's actually more on points collection, badges, progress bars, mission, quest, rewards, leaderboards, boards, and also team challenges. So uh, the understanding of gamification needs to be done before we start having games in our class. Other than that, I am also introducing a term which we call multimodal teaching. I have actually, Alhamdulillah, presented one paper on multimodal with another acquaintance which I got from a conference, Dr. Joko. He's from Universitas Ahmad Dahlan. So our paper has actually cited by many, right, on multimodal. So why is it multimodal? If you still remember, if you could recall, I think those days we used to use Howard Gardner, the multiple intelligences, right? So actually multimodal is similar to that. It's just that I do not know, the term has been changed, or maybe people have used it, but the idea is still the same. The idea here is having teaching in multiple modes. Okay, why do we have to use this? Because students learn differently. Some actually likes you teaching by talking, so they like to listen to you. Or even if you have songs that they like to listen to songs or stories. But some would actually love to see. That's why you have your YouTube, right? You have pictures. you have posters. And those who are not into that would actually prefer kinesthetic. And this kinesthetic requires them to have games, involve them, doing movement. And that's why when you actually do your teaching, when we actually do our teaching, we need to consider all. Okay, in critical thinking, there's one idea which I really like, which I am still applying. Consider all factors. So these are all the factors that we need to consider in our teaching. So if we teach only one way, there will be chances that only one group of students who are into one mode would have more benefit rather than the other one, right? So having to know that our students have a different style of learning, so teachers need to combine, understand, engage, and do retention all increase. So here you can see that digital is part of it. Okay, I have to repeat, digital is part of it. So what I did in my recent competition, which when I alhamdulillah I got a gold medal, right? Because I have incorporated digital as well as the other modes, right? Okay. Then you need to know multimodal does not mean using everything. You cannot actually take the whole thing. Maybe you need to explore, you need to see your students, what are their strengths, what are they are skewed to. So taking at least 3 modes will be enough, right? So you don't have to take all. So maybe if we are into digital, you want to maybe Indonesian education ministry have actually emphasized on digital approach in learning, in teaching. So maybe you can put one digital, auditory, and also kinesthetic. So you can have a combination of like Kahoot, all right, and then perhaps having a role play at the same time, moving here and there, and let them listen. So this actually having a right combination for your students. Okay, all right. Another one which I also would like to bring in today in today's presentation will be the classroom, a multimodal classroom. Okay, in our traditional classroom, it will be more on teacher and student. So we are like what I'm doing now, right? When I say and you listen, the students will receive, absorb, and recall. And that is passive. But in multimodal classroom, we will have teacher, student, both ways, students, content, and student technology. So we are maximizing their engagement, right? And if you look at the percentage, it's like nearly 100% all students involved, right? Students, teachers, students, content, and student technology. So having the multiple pathways create deeper, more meaningful connection to learning. So because at the end of the day, we want to know what's the impact of your learning. What do they gain? It's not about what we have completed. It's about what we gain, right? So yeah, I have one activity here, but now it's actually 10:06, right? So I have to go very quick. I'll share these slides later on. So this is actually we call it an activity where you design your challenge. Yeah. So maybe I can just explain a bit. So you can decide a topic. What's your objective? Select 2 modes, whether you want to have visual and digital, visual and kinesthetic, and decide what kind of game element are you going to have in your lesson and then your task, right? Okay. The framework which I actually mentioned here, I mean, just now is Octalysis. So just now I talked about gamification. Then I also have that multimodal, but under gamification, I am using Octalysis. So Octalysis can be used either on using digital approach or it can be traditional approach. But you need to understand what is it, right? What is it? So I'm sharing with you, right? what is it in the graph, right? So we have epic, meaning, and calling. So here, the drive is to become part of something bigger than ourselves. So what do you expect? What do you want to reach, or and so on? And then in number 2 will be development and accomplishment. So that the where you actually hoping that you will become better, you will move from level 1 to level 2, like what we are doing now. So I'm expecting at the end of my session, the teachers should have what I call that, the hope that they are already leveled up and improve, also achieve mastery. And then ownership. So ownership is like having to know that, okay, I have all this. Where can I put? Maybe you can upload all your stuff in Edpuzzle account, right? Your slides, so that can become ownership, and then people will view your slides. Yeah. Now I'm incorporating another digital platform, which is Edpuzzle. I hope that you're aware of that, right? Maybe there are other options other than Edpuzzle. So Edpuzzle is a platform where you can share your slide and you can get free slides as well, and to be used in your classroom. Okay, then you have number 3, sorry, empowerment. So the drive to use one's creativity. So when students have used their own modes, they have the empowerment and their creativity. So here for number 4, ownership, like I mentioned just now, we have social influence, right? So social influence meaning that you collaborate, you work together. So in playing games, whether online or offline, try to make your English language game uh, uh, to be more collaborative, right? And in groups, because even when we do learn that in some ways students learn better if they do peer learning, right, together, right? We have scarcity impatience, the drive to obsess what we see but we cannot have. So of course, when you see students getting more batches, a group actually has gotten more prizes, then the desire of wanting to compete is there. All right, and then unpredictably and curiosity, wanting to test and try, and of course the loss and avoidance. So going back to the slide before, right? So what you can do in your teaching here, right, will be first epic, meaning, and calling students solve the real problem. You can actually just give an issue to them, right, as if like they are an investigator. Or you can also the next step will be development and accomplishment. You can set batches, right, and also giving open-ended projects as empowerment for them to show their creativity. And moving on for number 4, when you want to have a sense of ownership, for example, have the portfolio. So perhaps I'll give you an example. If you are using Edpuzzle, students will have to prepare slides, right? So it is actually but of course you need an issue. What's the issue? So you give a topic to them, assign tasks, a project, then they will have to develop to prepare. So, and then the development and accomplishment, maybe you need to do some rewards, right, or stages or levels, so that they have to move from one to another level, shows that they are progressing. Okay. And then empowerment, allow them to use their creativity. Do not limit, like I said, only one modes. So it can be if they are kinesthetic, they can act out and record the video. If they like to sing, go ahead, ask them to sing. So these are the things which you can apply, right? Social influence, team challenges, scarcity, have the set the time, and so on, right? Okay, I have to be very quick. Okay, then gamification, of course, right? Using Octalysis framework requires achievement, mastery, social connection, curiosity, creativity, and purpose. I feel that the first one that we need to think will be the purpose. What do you want your students to learn at the end of the class, at the end of the session? So because once we know our intention, our nawaitu, then inshallah the learning will go smooth, right? Inshallah. All right. Other than that, you can actually have this kind of activities in groups, right? Among you, if you want to decide a collaborative module. So think of what's your learning outcome, choose your modes, find the games, add the games element, create an activity, and do reflection. Okay, so if I were to give to be given like 3 hours 4 hours with you, I would love to do this hands-on, but looking at the time, I doubt that I have that much time. Okay, all right, in using the formula, I have actually compiled everything together, the multimodal and gamification formula. So just remember what about the outcome. It's about active learning. So now we want our students to get engaged, high engagement, and most important thing is deeper retention. So they do some reflection, they learn something from what they do, what they play, rather than they just said, oh, I had fun. What did you learn? I do not know, right? So, and also use the modes which I suggest, like visual, auditory, kinesthetic. And even if you have time, you can just have Mentimeter or Kahoot thingy, and and ask your students which style that they prefer if they were to learn. So from there is a quick research or survey that you can get. Oh, okay, I didn't know that for this class they are into kinesthetic. Therefore, your activities have to be skewed to that, all right? Kinesthetic movement and so on, right? Okay, combined approach, having modes like the model, multimodal, and game mechanics layered, and of course having gamification. And this active learning, inshallah, I tell you, is going to be effective, and your students will wait every day for English classes because they know that I wonder what my teacher will do today. So modes here, you have like a suggestion here which I can give: visual, flashcards, auditory, listen to pronunciation. Yesterday I did this with my students. You know what? I showed videos on tongue twister. For these are international students at the age of 19, 20, all of them from Sudan, Sudanese. So I taught them tongue twister, and I used the IPA, International Phonetic Symbol, and they really like it because they can see visual and they can listen, right? And I asked them to play games. So again, you integrate all, and the students will definitely love it, right? Okay. All right. So in terms of what you can also do here, is it's about ready to level up. So you can actually make sure that your learning or the teaching is meaningful, or the students' learning become meaningful with real purpose. And of course, engagement of students, you have to maximize their engagement. Students needs to be active. So again, my advice for you to ensure that will you get the participatory high or low, will be you have to know what are their strength or what are their modes. Yeah, whether are they kinesthetic, are they visual or auditory. Okay, impactful. Okay, I got questions because I have actually presented this as well somewhere else. As the teacher asked me, this is like some sort of is suitable for projects. No, you can make it short. So it's up to you to plan your teaching. Of course, you cannot make sure that they learn everything in 40 minutes, right? So plan well, do some input. Maybe if you want to do on pronunciation, so test, you cannot teach all phonetic symbols. Maybe it will be that just a game of p and b only, right? So have a focus, start small, and inshallah you will create big results later on, right? Okay, yeah, I have more slides here. These are some of the activities or suggestions that you can use as well. Like I said, I will share this later on, right? And another one will be this, right? okay, word classification game, video-based sentence construction, and auto presentation. So what you can do, right? What you can do is to design your own, maybe my suggestion, if you are from the same school, sit together after this, try to think of activities that you can apply the knowledge that you learned today and try out with maybe one or two groups, okay? So in order for you to level up, just remember this. Number one, what's your learning outcome? What do you want your students know? What do you want them to gain at the end? And then engagement strategy. So how to engage? Maybe like even giving games, giving batches, giving like reward, right? A reward system. Variety modes, use all the types, auditory, kinesthetic, audio, visual, digital. Experience what will your students actually do. So the process of it, right? Learning check, how will you assess understanding, right? So of course you need to test them and unlock their achievement. And last but not least will be peer, what do you call that, reflection. Okay, so I have reached my time already. So I really hope that you can respond to the question here. If you cannot access, I think that you can also have that in the chat box, or I believe that Dr. Laila has somehow feedback form for you. Okay, so to conclude, I can see Anga. Okay, hello Anga. All right, give me a bit more. Okay, the best way of learning about anything is by doing. So if you attend 1001 sessions like this and you did not do anything after that, so it's actually not useless. So my advice, yeah, you don't have to do a big project with all this, which I suggested, multimodal gamification, but you can actually try out at least for one lesson. Okay, so before I end, I would like to invite you to attend this afternoon session. We are holding an event which is called Using Poetry in Malaysian Classroom. We are inviting Prof. Malakai. He's a very prominent scholar. He's an emeritus, professor emeritus, graduated from Nottingham, right? Feel free to join. Other than that, those who are actually considering furthering their studies, if you're interested to further your studies in UMPSA in Malaysia, feel free to contact and reach me. All right. And yeah, I will be glad to assist you. Okay. So I guess that's about it. Maybe I can stop sharing. And I believe that the Q&A will be later on. Is that right?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, so I remind you that Q&A session will be following after the second speakers. And now we proceed to our second presentation session. Our second speaker will be Dr. Afrianto. He will present a topic entitled Technology Enhanced English Language Teaching, Gamification and Multimedia Integration. But before that, I would like to read the short biography of Dr. Afrianto first. Dr. Afrianto SSM Home is an associate professor in linguistics and currently serves as the head of English Education Study Program at Universitas Teknokrat Indonesia. He earned his doctoral degree in linguistics from Universitas Padjadjaran, Indonesia in 2021. His research interests include syntax, language structure, systemic functional linguistics, translation studies, and discourse analysis. His scholarly work have been published in national and international journals, including topics in Linguistic Indonesia, Litera, and the World Journal of English Language. He also authored and co-authored several books in the field of sociolinguistics and discourse studies. In addition to his research activities, he served as chief editor of the Journal of Research on Language Education, or JORLE, and actively participates in national and international academic conferences. He has experience in designing and implementing community service programs that support teachers, students, and local communities through technology enhanced learning, digital transformation, and educational innovation. His projects have included teacher training on online learning management, digital literacy development, educational gamification, smart village initiative, and technology integration in school and rural communities. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Afrianto. The floor is yours.
All right, thank you so much, Miss Theo. And Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. All right, thank you so much, everybody who have attended this moment or this PKM. And then purely this program we conducted is for us. Yeah, so all of us here are the educators. So even teachers, instructors, and also lecturers. But here, I think this is the moment for me and for us to have brainstorming, or I mean, like, so we share the experiences that we have already got so far in our classes. Yeah, and then what I am going to present is 100%. I will support Kak Linda's materials, uh, and maybe today we are not going to have kind of workshops and then like we work together to create like games or like video, but I will try to simulate creating and also adjusting, or maybe or like preparing teaching media, or in this case for gamification, also multimodal. So I am interested in multimodal octalysis, Kak Linda. I think that's a nice discussions then later. All right. So, Bapak Ibu, everybody here. So, what I am the agenda for my presentation. So, first we will little bit talk about the gamifications, and theoretically it has been discussed by Kak Linda previously. And then another agenda is I want to show and also simulate how to create animation video, since previously the materials talking about how we integrate the multimodals in English language teachings, and also how we integrate the games in our class. So another things, the focus is on classroom management. All right, so first of all, I think I need to share the slides. Here it is. This one. All right, so I come to, all right, everybody, is my slides available there on your screen?
Yes, sir.
All right, so here we are. Well, actually, my focus, so I want us here, so we start to integrate any single of teaching media for our classrooms. Since right now, when we look at the characteristics of our students, for example, Bapak Ibu Guru, from the levels of preschools, let's say, like PAUD or TK or kindergarten, and also elementary schools, junior high schools, and also senior high schools. So right now, our students are the native digital. So they really close to any kinds of digital things like gadgets. So they even can deals with gadget or mobile phone or anything like game, something like that. It can be more than 3 hours or even 5 until 6 hours, so they can deal with that things. Nah, but because of that characteristics happening now in our students, then we need to integrate the digital things in our classrooms. Well, actually, the purpose is to enhance, to level up their participations in the class. Since if we don't integrate the digital things, so it seems to me, and also I've already talked to some teachers that by integrating the digital things or the digital media in the classroom, so it can attract the students to get more motivations in joining the class, and also to enhance the participations in the class. So that is the good things or the positive things that we can get if we integrate those. All right. So here, so I don't want to talk much on this slide. So when we want to integrate, but we have to remember that in every topics we have learning objective. That's going to be the goals. That's going to be the destinations. Whatever we prepare in our classroom, so that's going to be the goals. All right. So coming from the learning objective, then we can prepare the multimedia, or Kak Linda call it as the multimodal. And then, so we also prepare the interactive activity. Right now, Bapak Ibu, if we just give the materials or the teacher-centered learning, then it is not relevant anymore in nowadays situations. So therefore, every single things that we come to the class, so we prepare the interactive activity. And the last ones, then we can also integrate the gamified assessments. I mean, like, so we provide games. Well, actually the games is for, let's say, assessments, but we make it like competitions, and also we make it like, for example, there's a leader board, so that who can answer correctly and quickly, so there will be the first rank. So that's going to be um, the motivating factors for the students to join in the classroom. Yeah, all right. So this is all right, Bapak Ibu. So what I am going to highlight here, so gamification is not about turning learning into games, but actually we use game to make learning more motivating, engaging, and also meaningful. As the policy of our government or the education minister, that we at schools, so we apply the deep learning methods. So there are three principles that we can apply in our classroom. So the learning process or the learning activity should be meaningful, right? And then the second one, it should be mindful, and the last one, it should be joyful. Yeah, so Kak Linda, and maybe it is a perspective in Indonesia. Yeah, so English lessons or English language lesson is one of the hard subjects. So it's become the perspective of the Indonesian students. So that's why we need to change it. That English is fun, English is joyful, English is nice and fun, and then it can be like challenging subject. So therefore, Bapak Ibu, so games that we use in our class, it is not only for make the students motivating, but we have to also integrate the lesson learn, so that it will be meaningful, joyful, and also mindful. All right. Now, for today, I just want to talk about this. So there are several alternative games that we can use. So I think this is the common ones, and I am sure that Bapak Ibu here already been familiar with this. Yeah, just like it's also mentioned by Kak Linda previously, Kahoot. Yeah, so it's the common things. And the second one, we can also apply Waygrounds. Previously, Wayground is coming from quizzes. Yeah, if Bapak Ibu already use quizzes, then Wayground is the new names for the quizzes. The next ones we have word wall, and this is also the common things. The next one bamboozles, yeah. The next one is genially, and the last one is educate play. So these alternative games that we can apply in our class, but the challenge is at the very first time. So for the teachers, instructors, or maybe the lecturers, so we have to prepare the game first. Yeah, but I think today we can also ask for other AI tools. Yeah, so we have the concept, we know what we want to create for the games, then we can ask just like the Gemini and ChatGPT to prepare what we want. Like we want to create, for examples, like we want to create a games in word wall, then we can ask Gemini, let's say, to prepare the questions or to prepare some multiple choices for one question, something like that. Okay, and all right. Then I think we are going to discuss one by the first one's Bapak Ibu background. So I think I want to show you. Wait a moment. Okay, this one. Can everybody see my slide screen here? Still, yeah. All right. So here in background, Bapak Ibu. So I think it is simple to be applied in our classroom. So it is not only for English lessons, but it is also applicable for some other lessons. We can see here events. We can choose, for example, if Bapak Ibu here teaching, for example, biology or physics or chemistry, then there are choices here. And for this one, so we can create based on what we need in our class. For example, in one teachings, in one meetings, we would like to employ a games in our class. Okay, that we can adjust by ourselves. I mean, like what the topics we prepare the questions, and then we prepare the alternative answers or multiple answers, then we can create at once. Okay, maybe this is the common things, Bapak Ibu. So for examples here, if Bapak Ibu already have the accounts, then you can also open and then try to make the new games with the background. Okay, for example, so I will simulate Bapak Ibu, but I will not take it for a long times because our limited times. Okay, let me.
Loh, loh,
Alright.
loh, 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 loh. Iya, nanti dia nyanyi. Cari
What
dulu.
is that? All right. Okay, so we just create like this one. So this is the common things ya Bapak Ibu. So we can use for assessments, presentation, and minute, or even we can also create a video here. Yeah. So for example, the assessment here, then so this is the easy things to create. Then, for example, we have the materials, okay, in the form of a PDF maybe or like other formats that we can upload here, okay, and then we ask the background to prepare the questions and then to prepare the games, because here there are templates that we can use. All right, we just upload and then we just directly ask the background to create the games. Okay, or Bapak Ibu, if you think that you want to make this background, these games for, let's say, like uh, ice breaking maybe, that you can directly ask here. So like you put the keywords what you want to be helped by the Vagrant. If you teach English, then because this is only for ice breaking, then for example, you can ask anything here. You just put the keyword here, or maybe like, for examples, yeah, power of speech, let's say, yeah. Okay, then so you can select the grade. So which level is it for kindergarten, the first grade or the third grade, or like this, or even 12th grade. Yeah, for example, Bapak Ibu teach senior high schools or junior high school. So it is, for example, 8th grade. Yeah, so we can use level 1 here, or we can ask the automatic, or we just create, okay, 10 questions. So it is not only English, but we can use other languages. Yeah, for example, we want to use Indonesians, then the Vagrant can also provide that ones. But because this is English, then we use English. Okay, so we have put the prompt, let's say, yeah, or the keyword here, and we have already decided the grade, the depth of the knowledge, number of questions, and then the language that we want. Then we just click next here, and we just need to wait for a while. And then here, so what we want to have for our students is this, analyzing the sentence structure or just identify part of speech. Yeah, because this on on the levels of junior high schools, then okay, for this one we identify. Okay, then we create, then we just wait for a while for this one. All right, so while waiting, yeah, so Vagrant can be one of the alternative games makers for all of us here. Okay, so here we have 10 questions, and then it is in the format of multiple choices. All right. Okay, so here we can also add questions for our own purpose, and then, or we can also ask AI what we want to have more from these ones. All right, so it's already like this. Then to make it simple, then we just need to preview the quizzes like here. On the top right here. So we preview like this. Okay. So here it is the questions, then it is the response. So quickly. So from this one, so quickly the students need to identify part of speech quickly here. All right. And okay, so this is the preview. Then if we want to apply this to our class, then we can make it published like this. Okay. All right. So we have already got these ones, and then we can apply it in our class. And then later, when we come to the class, okay, we just need to prepare. For example, in our schools right now, we have papan interactive, right, Bapak Ibu? Then we can occupy that media. Yeah, so it can be like in for example in our class, so the students are forbidden to bring gadgets or mobile phones. Then the papan interactive or the interactive board, so it can be used for these ones. Yeah, and I think right now from BGTK also they have the program to to train the teachers, to train the instructors to use papan interactive in their daily learning activities. Yeah. All right, so we have this one done with this one. And then, for example, if we want to share it to our students, then we just need to like this, quick start, recommended, and so on. Yeah. All right. And then we go back to home. Okay, then later, Bapak Ibu, so we have these ones. Okay, and then we, for example, we want to play, and then we just need to start now here like this. Okay, what we want to have, if, for example, we use Papan Interactive, then teacher led. So the students can see from Papan Interactive, or it can be for students based. So they can use mobile phone, let's say, and then they just need to put the pins, and then they join the games. For example, I choose this one. Okay, so I choose the classic one here. All right, like this, Bapak Ibu. Nah, all right. Then later we can share this one to our to our students. Yeah. Okay. Then later when they have already joined, then we just start um, the games like this. Okay. So if Bapak Ibu want to try to answer the questions, then we can simulate from this way. Yeah. So this is the barcodes. So if we use Papan Interactive, then it will be shown on the Papan Interactive, and then students can scan the barcode, or they can also enter the code like this one. So this number, so they put it. Then here later the names of the students and their avatar will be seen here. Yeah, and then to to make it more fun, to make it more challenging, that here the good things is we can see the leaderboard. I mean, like, so the students who can answers correctly and quickly, so they can be the first rank like this. Okay, so all right. So Bapak Ibu, if you want to join, then okay deh. I think we can try this ones. All right. So we have four participants here. All right, and then now five. Okay, I am waiting. All right. Okay. Uh, all right. Okay ya, because we have limited times, then I think I will start ya, Bapak Ibu ya. I will start and okay, many. All right, yeah. So I will start. So this is okay. So I am as the teacher, let's say, and then I will start this one. Okay, for example, I will start. And on the students like this. If the student already answered one of the participants, they can make another. All right. So usually this game is for repetition or improvement. Moreover, if you apply this for our all right here. Uh, Right. So here you can see the possibility. So this needs to be the controlling board. And here, and from Papan Interactive, let's say, yeah, or from our projector, let's say, that we can show this, and you can also see their ranks. Okay, I do. So this is kind of like, and with hands, and then you to share this for the I we have here still, I don't know, I can, will add so this one. All right. So I end the sessions dan this is the first, second, and also the third rank. Nah, that's Bapak Ibu how to apply this in our classroom. So for this case, we can apply it for only the ice breakings, or we can also adjust the contents, the questions, the multiple answers for our own topic. Yeah. So if we want to, for examples, edit or add more questions, then we can come to our library here. Then we, for examples, open these ones and then we edit. Yeah, and we can add more questions. Even we give more, for examples, yeah, we want to give more choices, then we can do that. All right. So Bapak Ibu, so this is for weight rounds. All right, so another apps that we can also apply in our classroom, and this is, I'm sure that so word wall is also the common things, and it is a years ago, for example, the past 3 years. So when I conducted social services for several schools, so I came to Tanggamus, I came to Pringsewu, I came to South Lampung and some other regencies. So I introduced this to teachers, and then when they just knew it about this app, so they were and they are interested in using this or applying this in their classroom. Even I am impressed with one of the teachers in one schools. So the teachers is teaching Islam religions. So even he use fall for hijayah and for questionings one verse and the meaning of this verse, and it is applicable also for even religions class. So nah, I think wall is also the common thing, Bapak Ibu. So like this. So if Bapak Ibu just knew it from this events, then I think I will make it as a glance introduction for you. So Bapak Ibu, so you can, for examples, open the Googles, then you can put the keywords here like word wall, and these ones or login, yeah, and in the Googles, then you can like this, and we can use our own Google account. Yeah, for example, I want to sign in with my other account, let's say. Yeah, so I will use this one. For examples, we just make it continue, and then we come to this. All right. Okay, so this is free, Bapak Ibu, but because this is free, then there will be some limitations, yeah. So for free, previously we can create maximally 3 games, but currently I just knew it that it is only 1 games that we can create from this one. So previously I have create 1 games, so like this. Or if we want to create another games, for examples like this, so we come to this menu, this button, and then we create activity here, and then oh, I have used 3, so I cannot make another games, yeah. But if Bapak Ibu already in these tabs, then what you can do, so you can choose which templates that you want apply in making the games. Like this one, anagram. So this is suitable for English lessons, yeah, or Unjumble. This is for sentence structure and other templates. Okay, so in this case, you just need to choose one template, and then the word wall after that will bring you to the menu. You have to prepare the questions, and then like this, for example, if you choose anagrams, then you can put the words like, for example, so I want to show you, for example, like this. So I was making this a few months ago. Okay, so I choose anagram, Bapak Ibu. So if we have, for example, create a games, then we can still edit this one. Yeah, so for example, you have used, and then because the limitations of the free accounts, then we just need to edit the content, change the word like that, like this. So we can, okay, with a moment. Oh, we need to subscribe here. Okay. All right. So for examples, I just want to show you, so the games, from the word wall that we can use. All right. So even this can be provided. Okay. So to stop sleeping, become conscious. So the students can, okay, that's this one. So the good things from the word wall, Bapak Ibu, so we can choose the themes. So like this, For example, this is for elementary schools, for grade, let's say, grade 2, the second grade, the third grade, or maximally the fourth grades. Then this one. Nah, to make it applicable in our class, then the same. We need to share the games like this. We share, and then we publish, and then we can, for example, apply the QR code here. Okay, so we can screenshot here, and then we share the screenshot to our students, so that they can scan, and then they can start to play. Nah, so when we use a Papan Interactive, then we can use this one, so they can scan uh, by using their mobile phones, and then they start to playing. All right, and then we here also have the leaderboard. So here, when the students join the games, and then they put their name there, and then it will be listed here. So the rules stays the same. So who can answer correctly and quickly, so it will make them on the grade ranks, the first, second, and so on, like that. Okay, so this is another alternative, Bapak Ibu, that you can use in your class. All right, and so like this, or maybe I will use my another account. So I will. Okay, Bapak Ibu, let me use another so that I can simulate. For example, I will use this. I forgot the. Wait, I forgot. I use this one. Okay, I have made it. So for example, I create this one. Nah, okay, Bapak Ibu. So I still have the chance to create the new games. So here, so if Bapak Ibu just open it, then it will be open. So it is accessible. So for this one, you just need to choose one of them. For example, complete the sentence, or others. Just choose, for examples, not anagram anymore, or maybe or to make it like, okay, unjumble. So here, so the wall bring you to the menu like that. So what you want to, this one, sentence structure, let's say. All right, then you put the answer. You put the sentence here, Bapak Ibu. She has a beautiful pet, for example, ya Bapak Ibu. All right. Okay, then you can give the clue, or if you don't want to give the clue, so that will be okay. Yeah, for example, I just put one sentence. Yeah, so for examples like this. Okay, so this is only the simple ones. Then this is the first appearance like this. So she, for example, yeah, she has a beautiful pet like this. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, beautiful pet like that. Yeah. So if the appearance is not really good, for example, you want to change it, then here visual style. So we can choose. But because this is a free account, then it is limited for us. So for example, I just choose the magic library like this. Okay, and then I simulate once again. So this is the appearance, the new appearance, Bapak Ibu. So the students, if they join, so they arrange it. She has a beautiful, so okay. Nah, so for example, if you want to edit, let's say, then just like the previous one, you just need to click on this ones, and then okay, we come to another one. We can add other sentence. Yeah, he is a headmaster, let's say. Okay, and then add more, add more. So here we have 50 numbers maximally. Yeah. Okay, so if you finish with 50 sentences, let's say, and then you done it, and then you share it here. Okay, you publish, and then you can copy the link, and then you can share through the WhatsApp, let's say, or you can also share through emails, and then you can also show the barcode, and then the students scan the barcodes, and then they joins the games. Okay, so sorry ya Bu ya, so I make it a little bit quick. All right, so this is another alternative for making games. Yeah. All right, so that was word wall. Then another games that I want to share to you is Bamboozle, Bapak Ibu. So in here, in Bamboozles, so well, actually, we can also choose one of the games provided by the Bamboozles, or we can create by ourselves. Yeah, just like, for examples, I just want to show you the games that are provided by the Bamboozles here. Like, okay, here this one. There are many games provided here. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know how many provided by this. All right, so like this one. But because we want to make adjustments for our particular topics, then we can create the games. For examples, we come to our library games. Then here, this is another games that I made just a few minutes ago. If we want to make the new games, then here we have plus games here, and then we just click on it, and then we title it. So what titles? For example, this is for, let's say, this is we want to discuss tenses, and for example, simple present lah ya, simple present tense. All right, so what is this about? And we describe it, blah 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 blah. Present tense. All right, and then we make it in English. Then we make it on public modes, and then we make the games. Okay, so we put the questions, and then we put the answers.
So
And
with the
after we
time will be in 10 minutes more.
or yeah,
10 minutes more.
all
Your
right.
time, sir,
Okay.
to make it fast.
Okay,
Thank
and
you.
after we put the questions and then save. All right, then we can add more questions, something like that. All right, so after that, then we share it. Okay, so I think the process making games from some apps not really different. So we can use the templates, we can adjust the contents of the games, right? And then we make it publish, and then we can share to the students through the link, and also maybe we just show from the barcode. Yeah. All right, I have another alternatives games, Bapak Ibu. So it is called EduCaPlay. Here, EduCaPlay. Okay, for example, from Google. So you put the keywords here, EduCaPlay logins, and then here this one. Sorry, I make it fast. All right, so I have already made an account. So here, Bapak Ibu. So for example, if we want to create the new games, then we just click on the create games, and then we can ask Educate Play to prepare for us. So the question, what do you want to teach today? So just put your lessons, or maybe you go specific, more specific to the topic or subtopics, then you can put the keyword tiers and then ask Educate Play to help you to provide questions right here like that. Then we can select the games, whether it is crossword puzzles, all right, or alphabets, or anything else, or even, for example, we teach English for elementary schools, then we can adjust the types or the templates of the games. Yeah, for example, I have a games, this one. So previously, so I create games like this. So for example, so I want to show you the games. All right. Okay, so like this. So after we make the games, then we show it. Okay. So I think it will be very nice if we use Papan Interaktif, Bapak Ibu. So it will be shown there, and then they can scan the barcode here, or they can put the numbers or the pins, or they can also, or you can also copy the link and paste to the WhatsApp group students like that. And wait for a while, waiting for the participants, and then start the game. Okay, Bapak Ibu, or maybe if you want to try, then we can try or simulate the games in Educate. Okay. All right. Bapak Ibu ya, so I will not be waiting for more participants. Then I will start the game. So Bapak Ibu who have already joins, then you can directly do the games. Yeah, for example, like this. So I start. So on your screen, so it will be shown like this. So which sentence uses proper subject? Which one? So the frog will go through. And then has connected. Okay. So I cannot play here on my board. So there are 16 players. So now it is the first questions from 10 questions. Okay, so each question there will be limited time, so it will be only 10 seconds. Okay, countdown like this. Amy has disconnected. Okay, so this is how we play the games, Bapak Ibu. All right, so it will come to the next one. Okay, so I will play again. Okay, POEM, KH, and so on. Okay, so come to the next questions like that. So what is the end stage in common usage? Is it destroy, produce, or create? Right. So this is how the Educate Play works. Ya Bapak Ibu. Okay, because our time is limited, then I will make it stop ya Bapak Ibu. All right. Okay. So if we want to make it countdown, then we click on this ones. Right. All right, Bapak Ibu. Then okay. So because this is we have limited times, then I will stop the games. Yeah. But this is the way how to create a games through Educate Play. I think this is the new ones that we can apply in our classrooms. Yeah. All right. So that's all for the games, Bapak Ibu. Another things I really want to share another things because my focus is on multimedia. So I will not only discuss how to prepare games, but the next ones I will a little bit explains about the steps how to prepare animation video. So I also ask my students in 2 classes. I have 2 classes for this semester. So I have micro teachings and also innovation and technology for a master program. So the outcomes of the class will be making animation video. All right, I will show you, Bapak Ibu. This is, but this is not show up. I just want to share the result of the students making the video. All right, so I will show it to you, Bapak Ibu. Bapak Ibu, can't you hear the voice? Like it. So this is the video. It, nah, I am really sure that Bapak Ibu also can create such a video because that is created by the students. Yeah. So I just want to share a little bit. So that video, okay. So I think it is a simple, I mean, a simple way to create a video. So I used to use Flow AI yang videonya tadi. Okay, what happened to, wait a moment, Bapak Ibu. Is my voice audible, Bapak Ibu? I just got the information that my voice is not. Okay. All right. So it is audible, yeah? Okay, the voice is good. Thank you so much, Prof. Rido. Okay, we come back to our this one. Okay, so Bapak Ibu, in simple way we can create the videos, but there are 3 steps that we have to pass through. The first one, we need to prepare the learning content. So what topics we want to make, okay, because this is English lessons, then we can create by ourselves. If, for example, you got difficulties in creating, because the core ability that we need here to make the video is the prompt. For example, Bapak Ibu got difficulties in creating the good prompts, then in this case I can suggest Bapak Ibu, so we can use Gemini here, or we can use also ChatGPT. Yeah, for examples, we want to from the video that I just shared, so there is a characters there. Okay, so before making the video, then we can create the characters, then we can ask, for examples, in our lessons we want to have our own pictures, then we can ask or we can just directly upload our photographs or our photo. But if we want to make it like animated, or like the anime figure that we really like and we want to be like that, then we can create the characters through Gemini or ChatGPT. Okay, so we upload our, for example, in ChatGPT, we upload our photographs and then we ask ChatGPT to change it. For example, you can use bahasa Indonesia even. For example, in bahasa Indonesia, tolong ubah foto ini menjadi gambar seperti karakter dalam film anime One Piece, for example. Then you can even give the specific name. Oh, like Monkey D. Luffy, for example, like that. Then the ChatGPT or Gemini will help you to prepare this one. Okay, so you can also Gemini and ChatGPT for making the learning contents. Okay, after that once, then we come to the preparing characters and raw videos. So the characters that we have already made through Gemini or ChatGPT, and that we upload on the Flow. Let me show it to you. What is Flow? Flow, Bapak Ibu, is one of the Google apps that we can use freely. Even there is also premium account for this one. So I just want to show you this one. Not Lumina, not this one. So this is like this, Bapak Ibu, Google Apps. So Google Flow, okay, you just choose these ones, and then here we have this one. So I want to join with these accounts like this. Okay, so this is the appearance and the flow, Bapak Ibu. So I have already, well, actually I have made some projects here. For example, I want to show you this. So previously, I create I ask AI to create a characters that I want, because I want to create a series of English lessons, and I plan to make learning management systems with the Google Sites, and then I will upload this ones. So first I made the characters like this. So this is the girl in my imaginations, little girls, and then this is the boy. So I want to make animations video with these characters and also these characters. Okay, so first I want to show you this. So this is one what that is the result. Nah, so this is what I call as the raw video, Bapak Ibu, because we have created this one. Okay, then we can download this ones. Okay, then we have the alternative format. So you can choose this one or you can choose this one. So after download it, and then the next ones, Bapak Ibu, so you can use Canva, or you can also CapCut to make it a sequence. For example, there are 3 videos that you have already created, and then you put one video, the first video, the second video, and the third video. And after that, for example, if you make the backgrounds like green screens or other solid colors, then you can change the backgrounds with any backgrounds that you want through CapCut. And also you can give the captions there, and then you put the text, or even, for example, you don't want the characters of the video show, and then you just need to put the text, then you can create the text and put into the Canva and then make a sequence. It's like that. Yeah. So there are 2 alternatives apps that we can use to make the sequence of video series. So here we can use CapCut. I think this is popular even among us. Sometimes we edit some videos and then we post in our Instagram, so we can use CapCut. Or we can also use Canva. Now, Bapak Ibu, Canva is more advanced than previously. Even we can use Canva to create the animation video. But because of the times, then I think maybe on other occasions that we can have, if we have more times, long times, and then we can make it as a workshops. Yeah, so I can guide you to create the animation video, and then maybe in one meeting. So I don't know, maybe later on another occasions, then there will be outcomes of the event. Yeah. All right. So I think I have take a longer times here to discuss everything here. Then the last point that I want to show, Bapak Ibu, as the point for our wrapping up. So here, so this is the message for school managers, let's say, or school headmasters or the principals, that right now the digital technology is happenings. I mean, so we as the teachers, lecturers, instructors, and also the institutions, the educational institutions, I mean, then we need to facilitate the digital infrastructures. Yeah, so like we enhance the technology infrastructures or internet networks in, yeah, in the education institutions, and then we as the teachers, then we need to improve ourselves. So digital competencies is very needed right now, so it is unavoidable. I mean, like, so if we are not level up ourselves, update ourselves, or upgrade ourselves, then yeah, I don't want to say that we are going to left behind, but we need to adjust our abilities with nowadays situations. All right, thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and give it back to Miss Theo. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Afrianto, for the informative and inspiring presentations. So, ladies and gentlemen, I remind you to don't forget to join the Telegram group to register yourself in the link to ensure your certificate, and also please complete the attendance form. The link are available in the chat box. Okay, well, now we arrive at the discussion and question and answer session. For the participant who would like to ask the question, may raise your virtual hand or type your question in the Zoom chat box. So everyone, you may please to give the question for the speakers. For Miss Nur Azlinda or Dr. Afrianto. Okay, from Mr. Angga Kurniawan Herlambang. Okay, you may please. Still mute, Mr. Angga?
Okay, hello. Can you hear my voice? Can you hear me? So sorry.
Yes.
Sure. Okay, thank you. Hello. Is my voice clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. So thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the insights from Kak Linda and also Bapak Afrianto. Thank you so much. And also, I want to ask a question for Mr. Afrianto, as because he speaks about talks about gamification. I want to ask you, Bapak, can participation in gamification be connected to formal assessment and learning outcomes, and how? Okay, I think that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Angga, for the question. So for the next question from Miss Puji Andayani. Here you are, please. Sorry, Miss Puji, still mute.
Okay. Thanks for the opportunity for me to ask the question. I'm a government junior high school number 12 Bandar Lampung English teacher. And about the application that being applicable and then mentioned and also suggested by the speakers. I think some of them I ever heard. But then what I'm going to talk about is the effective learning of English. That English is language and language needs to integrate 5 or 5 skills. Yeah, nowadays become 5 skills in curriculum Merdeka, and then to be continued of deep learning also, that the student need to present, right, another skill. Well, now what I'm going to ask, because we want them to practice their English, because English is language is the one that must be learning by doing, practice makes perfect, right? Well, if the game that being suggested and recommended, yeah, there is one, yeah, uh, just now presented, that it is about sentence structure, right? But it is not purely kind of integrated skill that we want the student display, yeah, especially when we use project-based learning, because when it is a game, vocabulary game, based on my experience, okay, we give the student uh, fun learning, we need, yeah, but it seems that it is not the main activity, it's only kind of ice breaking. So I think it's more than time consuming, in my opinion, based on my experience also, because English as language needs to be taught that those 4 or 5 integrated skill, while teaching vocabulary and make students memorize vocabulary by playing game, by maybe by that game the student will that will remember, will have the vocabulary, the words, maybe it is low frequency word or high frequency word in their mind, so we want them to apply it, or maybe use it in their daily conversation, both active skill like speaking and writing, yeah. Of course we have that, we hope that it will be the final being achieved by the students, right? So what I'm going to ask, okay, making video also, it is based on my experience making video with some application animation video. I guess it's based on my experience that I'm going to share. It's kind of time consuming also, while out there or maybe in YouTube or whatever, we can find very great video that not accurate being made professionally, while in fact that it doesn't boost or enhance the student English that must possess those 4 integrated skill effectively, in my opinion. So based on my experience, yes, sir, or dear madam. So what I'm going to get to know more from the speakers is about how we can teach the students using the approach of genre-based approach, that vocabulary, okay, we give them game to learn more about vocabulary in fun way, but how the students finally can display their English with genre-based approach, because by teaching them text, it will be very rich, yeah, for them. And vocabulary is generic structure of the text. So any application that you suggest,
So, Bu Puji,
welcome.
Miss
Yeah.
Puji, what is the point of your question?
So shortly is I share about my experience, and then the second, your recommendation about the application that we can use beside digital storytelling,
Okay,
that the
thank you,
students
Miss Puji.
can show the active skill like writing and listening. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, thank you, Miss Puji. So, for the next sessions will be the answer session. For the first question, for Mr. Afrianto, and the second question for Miss Nur Azlinda. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Angga. So let me confirms your question. So it deals with the participations when we apply the gamifications, and also it deals with the learning outcomes. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So as I elaborated before, that so right now we have, maybe it happens in our classes that sometimes the students are reluctant to be active in participating in the classroom activities. Yeah, so one way, in this case, I would like to argue that one way to invite the participations of the students, then we can apply the gamification is in our classes. And then another things, when we handle our class, so gamifications or game is not the only things that we prepare for the main activities. I mean, like when we talk about the multimedia or the multimodals, then it is not only games. Game is only one media. For us, first, okay, we can adjust the contents, we can adjust the materials, and then we can even give the specific topics for the contents of the game. So this is for, let's say, measuring the understanding, or we want to have a quick uh, s- uh, review, for example, for the students on the materials that we have already explained or we applied it in our games. So that is only one media that we can apply in our classrooms. Then, uh, and I want to say that game is not the only media that we can apply. I mean, like, so this is an alternative that we can apply in our class. So when we have the multimedia, so it is not only games that we apply. So like the digital things, games is the digital aspects. And another things, to make the classroom more vivid, more participative, then we can uh, create another activity. So this is the games, and another activities for another skills. So games that we argue here, it's not only for enhancing all skills, but we can focus on one skills, let's say in building vocabulary, or learning tenses, or learning the sentence structures, and many things. And even we can also lead the students through the games to make the outcomes of the class. Like we give the instructions through the games, we give the examples, and then after that, the students are asked to create sentences, let's say, or to create dialogues, to create, um, let's say, a kind of list of vocabulary, and many things. Yeah, so I mean, like, so the games, and then so the purpose is to enhance the participations of the students, and then the class will be more fun by applying the games. Yes, but it doesn't mean that this is the only, okay, the game, it's not only games that we apply in our class. So this is not only that. Yeah, so it will be maybe if every times we use the games in our class, so it is, so maybe they will also get bored with our activities. So therefore, what we discussed today, so we want to have the multimedia in our teaching and learning process in our class, so that it can uh, give the students new things every day, new things in every meetings. Yeah, and dealing with the learning outcomes or the learning objectives, then so through the games we adjust the games to make the goals for the learning objective, and then we can also make the games as the instructions for the students to produce other language skills. Yeah, so it is not only, let's say, readings or writings, or even we can, it's also for speaking. I think that's going to be the answer, Mr. Angga.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Afrianto, for the response. So for the second question will be responded by Ms. Nur Azlinda. You are please.
Right. Miss Moderator, can you actually repeat the question? Because the explanation was too long. What was the question?
Okay, for Miss Puji Andani. Please give a clarify your question, please.
Or maybe I can help. So Bu Puji is actually questioning Kak Linda. So we apply the games, we apply multimedia, but in her experience, it not really works to deal with all language skills. So we have reading, we have writing, we have speaking, and also we have
Right.
listening. Let's say so by applying, for example, games. So games doesn't provide for activity for all English skills like that. So what do you think
Right.
in
Okay,
that
maybe I can
perspective?
respond to that. I remember she was like saying, being a teacher, not enough time. It's difficult to play games all the time, and it's again the struggle of covering all the 4 or 5 skills. Okay, I think as teachers, we know that, of course, we cannot cover all the 4 or 5 skills within the time given, correct? So maybe we can actually select three at least. If you notice, some of the activities which I shared, I asked to identify only three modes, which model modes, whether you want to take kinesthetic, audio, or perhaps auditory. All right, and then um, when you talk about teaching, teaching is actually like experimenting. You have a different group of people you're dealing with, and you will have to test. And once you notice that, okay, this is too the length of time is too short for them because of their limited proficiency or because of their knowledge, then maybe you need to extend the time given, or perhaps you have to minimize the activity. Right, first is to minimize the skills that you want to complete, or you want to do on that particular day. And also you have to play with the time, the duration, and the complexity. So I'm not sure whether all of you are using CFR level, right? So that CFR level can also be a guideline for us teachers. So we know that for primary school students, their level will be at A1, A2. A1 will be kindergarten, right? A2, B1. So if it is A2, then of course you cannot expect to have perhaps a very complicated input given. Like it's difficult for you to give even a long essay to those who have limited proficiency. So this is where the understanding of common European framework, CFR level, knowing that which level that your students are, and again, try to uh, select. So as teachers, we will have to select which one which we feel the students can do. So again, if we choose it wrongly, let's say if we are being very ambitious, we want to take, okay, today I want to teach all the 5 skills: speaking, listening, reading, writing. Of course, it's impossible, correct? But if you try to limit, and you know the students' level, all right, which level are they in, and what are their strength, their modes, whether are they kinesthetic, are they audio, are they the type of digital. Yes, I agree with what Dr. Arianto has said. Yeah, game is part of it. If you notice, when I showed you the multimodal, the digital is only part of it. So learning, we must say that learning must not be digital all the time. But you have to understand that digital is not just games online. Game also can be offline. So these are the things how we see things. And again, I believe that we know our students, know our students well. And of course, the testing needs to be done. Test, and then we do some reflection, and we amend it to be better. Okay, so I hope it helps. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Linda, for the response to the question. So, everyone, is there any question for Dr. Afrianto or Miss Linda? Okay, okay, Miss Dermawati. Okay, you are please.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the chance given to me, moderator. I do agree with Pak Afrianto and also Miss Linda. So when teachers, can I give information or more info about this? Is it allowed? Hello?
Yes.
Can my voice be heard?
Yes, Miss.
Yeah. Yeah. I do agree with two of you as teachers. Of course, when you will give game at the meeting, you have to decide more specific what skills you want to apply. We cannot use all of them. The things that you have to remember is what is the target of the meeting at that time, whether it is vocabulary, listening, or speaking. You have to decide it first, and then the game will be better if it relate to the goals of the teaching. Yeah. So sometimes when teacher give game, they go broader than the target. That's why sometimes the game is not proper because doesn't match the goal of the teaching itself. Yeah, I think that's the information that I always observe in the class. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Dermawati, for very insightful information for us. So I would like to read the question from the chat box. The question is from Miss Nuraini Mustika Sari Dewi. She asks about for kindergarten students who not allowed to have their own gadget. So what kind of digital game web that can be used for them? Not all students can read to in classroom. So for this question, we'll be answering the question, Miss Nurlin Azlinda or Dr. Afrianto.
Well, we'll let Dr. Afrianto answer first.
Okay, Dr. Afrianto, you are please.
Yeah, so I still remember previously that I informed you that in one school the students are forbidden to bring gadget. Yeah, so I was explaining that right now BGTK also leads a programs I don't know whether it is like a workshop or a training for teachers to what is that, to I mean like to use the workshop is for the teachers in applying or in using the Papan interactive, so interactive board like that. Yeah, so by having that Papan interactive, then I think that will be also useful for the teachers to, for example, if the students cannot read the instructions, or even they don't have they don't bring the gadgets, then so Papan interactive can be one of the teaching media or the learning media for the students to have activities in the class. Yeah. And then so through the games, so it can be an effective media for the kindergarten, so they can see, for examples, we don't put the tags, but we put, for examples, the pronunciations of things, like for example we teach animals, then we put the pictures of the animals, and then we also embed the pronunciations of the names of the animals. So it can be like that too. So even the kindergarten students, they cannot read, but they can listen first, and then they can try to pronounce the words or the names of the animals. So I mean like that. So in the kindergarten levels, then we can apply such things in the class. Yeah, I think that's all, Miss Theo.
Yeah, can I add,
Yeah.
if I may?
Okay, Miss Linda.
Right. Okay. Yes, I understand that some of us have some sort of limitation, right? We cannot bring I mean the school does not provide the devices as well due to the facilities that we got actually limiting our way of using technology. But of course we do have our laptop, right? If we have our tablet, we can bring, and even we can bring our speaker as well, right? So if there's no Wi-Fi or we have a poor connection, then maybe you can start downloading things, right? So I believe that teachers are creative. If we really want to do it, we will find way, correct? So finding ways to make it more interesting, we have to bring the real world to the class, because we cannot bring our students to the real world, right? So therefore, having like a laptop, and also like what Dr. Afrianto said, let them listen. Because if we just use books, there's no sound, of course. So if we want to teach pronunciation, I again, as we are second language speaker, right? Or foreign language speaker, the way we pronounce it will be definitely different than the first language speaker. So best will be to get samples like first language speaker having the what do we call that, accurate pronunciation, just by getting websites or any programs or apps that you can use with them. And I bet that the students like it. Okay, like I believe if you would like to play games using online, so you can use Kahoot, and like what Dr. Afrianto said, you just put image. So that image, if you especially videos, movement, so the kids would love it, right? Because we want them to see that how actually it works, rather than just a picture, which they can actually find it anywhere, you know. So I guess that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Linda. So there is one more question in the chat box. The question is for Dr. Afrianto. So what is the best approach to estimating the duration and effectiveness of gamification activities in the classroom? From Mr. Indra Janwar.
All right. Hi, Indra. Nice to see you. Yeah. So this is the challenge. Well, actually, in handling class. Yeah. So, for example, in one meetings we have 2 hours. Let's say for each, it is only 45 minutes. Then, but the whole meeting for the day is only 90 minutes. Nah, well, actually, to make these ones, so I really suggest so we can arrange the times, arrange the activities through our lesson plans. Because in our lesson plans, so we prepare the materials, what materials, and then what teaching media that we are going to apply, and then what activities that we plan in our classes. And then so we have to estimate each of them. Then we have to also think about the reflections after the class, and then giving the activities in the class by assigning tasks or exercises or anything. So those activities are integrated in one meetings and integrated in our lesson plans. Yeah, so that's actually the power of lesson plans for every meetings that we will conduct in every activities in our class. So lesson plan will be our scenario for conducting in one meetings. So we can estimate like, okay, in 1 hour, let's say, it is in Indonesian context, 1 hour will be for, let's say, 35 minutes or 40 minutes or 45 minutes. And in a day, we have 2 hours, let's say, yeah, and then we make it times 2, and then it will be 90. So from the 90, then how many minutes that we will use for applying the games, all right? And then so by applying the game, for example, that is for the perception, let's say, and then we come to explaining the materials, and after that we give the class activities by giving the tasks or exercises, and then after that, for example, the students are asked to come in front of the class, and then they have to present, let's say, or they read their works, and after that, so we arrange those activities one by one, and then we estimate, okay, for these activities it will take how many minutes, it will take how many minutes, and so on. Then we arrange that ones. Yeah. So lesson plan is one of the best tools for us to estimate, and so it make it effective. Okay. 90 minutes will be for those activities. So this is also for answering Ibu Fuji. So just like Kak Linda says, so it is impossible for us to, for example, to cover all skills. Then from our lesson plan, so we can plan for what activities will be conducted for 90 minutes, like that. So I think that that's going to be my answer, Indra.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Afrianto. So I will read the last question for Miss Linda. The question is in the chat box. So, as a teacher, we knew the cognitive level of their English. Sometimes, this cognitive level is not in the same level of their grade. What do you think best way in teaching them? Should we downgrade the level too, or still in the same level? Okay, thank you. So the question from Miss Lenny.
Okay, thank you, Miss Lenny, for the question. Right. From what I experienced, yes, I think everyone has experienced the same thing, which we would notice that if we have a mixed ability group, chances that we have those who are actually high achiever. I mean, they are very quick in getting what we have taught, and we have also the slow ones. I mean, which require more time. So we have 2 ways. One is actually to group them based on their levels and assign them differently. When I say assign them differently, it's not that the task given should be different. Maybe the duration of time can be shorter for those who are actually having higher level of proficiency. And you can have like some sort of enrichment for those who are able to complete before the time given. But let's say if you have the other group which is quite slow, which requires more time, maybe a remedial or more focused or assisted by teacher. So the teacher can scaffold, can assist them at the same time while they're doing the work. So you can, as I said, just retain and manage. Manage different group with playing with the duration, with it, playing with the task, and the choice of words, the vocabulary. All right. So if those who have higher proficiency or better proficiency, the choice of words, maybe you can actually ask them to use a higher level of words or bombastic words instead. But for those who have limited vocabulary, maybe you can just ask them to use simple ones, or just assist them with key clues so that they can help to proceed with the task given. So basically, yes, you have to manage different groups. I understand. I'm not sure how many students are there in the class. In Malaysia, we have 20, we have 30, we have even 40 students. Again, it's how we manage them. So do not actually, we call it downgrade, but treat them differently based on their proficiency. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Linda, for the response. So, thank you for our participants for the engaging discussions and active participation. And ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached the end of today's program. On behalf of the organizing committee, I'd like to extend our sincere appreciation to all speakers, guests, and participants for contributing to the success of this event. We hope the knowledge and experiences shared today will inspire innovative and effective digital literacy practices in English language teaching. So before leaving the meeting, we kindly invite all participants to turn on their cameras for a group photo session. So please be ready. Prepare your best smile, everyone. Okay, one more. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Next. Untuk sebagai informasi Bapak Ibu, informasi terkait sertifikat akan di-share di grup Telegram. Jika Bapak Ibu tidak memiliki Telegram, bisa menghubungi kontak person yang ada di chat box. Okay? Well, everyone, this concludes our International Social Services Program entitled Enhancing Digital Literacy for English Teachers. I am Theophany, and it has been my pleasure to be your master of ceremony today. Stay healthy, stay inspired, and keep learning. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you and see you again, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Linda. Thank you, Mr. Afri.
Thank you also for Pak Hendra.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, everyone.